Welcome back, everybody. I'm Latimer. So today, for all you Mythic Plus fans, I got some big news for you. We got some major changes coming into the Mythic Plus system, into the War Within. So we're going to be losing some affixes, we're going to be gaining some, and we're going to be changing how you go up the track. Before we get into that, though, do me a favor, give it a like and give it a subscribe. This helps me continue on making content. Let's go check this out. Okay, so Mythic Plus is getting a major redesign, and I'm actually kind of digging how they're doing it. So basically what they're doing is they're going to change what they call the philosophy of it and make it so that basically where before you had affixes that felt like you couldn't do much with, or they felt like punishing to players so bad that it wasn't a push week for them. Now it's supposed to be set up in a way that every week is going to be a push week. Okay, so we're removing affixes, we've added new affixes, and the way you progress up the keys is actually changing as well, and how affixes actually work. So I'm going to read this one paragraph out to you here. This is, by the way, the blue post, which I will share the link down below for you so you can check it out for yourself. In this new build, you'll see significant shifts in our design philosophy. We recognize the importance of weekly variety for those progressing through the system. However, players pushing in high keys, this variance has sometimes felt restrictive. We've also heard your feedback about wanting affixes with both positive and negative effects, which is great, as well as a desire for thematic nods similar to past affixes. Okay, so this is great news, and I believe personally, long overdue. So first things first, we're going to discuss the affixes. So the following affixes are being removed: Sanguine, Bolstering, hell yes, Raging, and Bursting is also a pain in the ass, especially for those massive AoE packs. That needed to go a long time ago. We've heard feedback that applying bonuses unevenly to players feels exclusionary regardless of overall impact. Affixes that were part of the last Mythic Keystone test will no longer apply to Keystones. So these have actually been removed: Reckless, Focus, Attuned, and Thorned. So what they're saying is that, I'm just going to read this out here, is our one bucket of active affixes for players progressing through the system offers variety along with positive effects for executing these affixes. So now what they're referring to is affixes are going to be done in a one bucket kind of system. So it's all going to be put into one bucket, and this is going to really affect how you progress through the keys. So I will get into that here in a moment. They're also utilizing passive affixes to signpost expected increases in player mastery and commensurate rewards as players progress through the Mythic Keystone system. We're aiming to eliminate, as I said, the push weeks. They're trying to get rid of the push weeks by providing a consistent challenge so that every week is now going to be a push week. And this is really important because it really sucks when you start to push keys and then all of a sudden you got a week of shitty affixes that you just are not pushing anything, or you're making barely any progress on. So you just do your dungeons and you get the fuck out. People don't like doing that. If they're into it, they want to push it, right? So here's where we're going at with the new affixes as well. And starting at level 2 in Keystone 2, Xal'atath herself will manifest in dungeons, introducing a new rotation of affixes under the banner of Xal'atath's Bargain. So for the first test this week, we'll have Xal'atath's Bargain's affixes, first two Xal'atath's Bargain affixes available. So the first one is Xal'atath's Bargain Ascendant. While in combat, Xal'atath rains down orbs of cosmic energy that attempt to empower nearby enemies, increasing their haste and movement speed. However, if players disrupt this, they can claim this effect for themselves. So obviously players are going to be wanting to do this. They're going to want to be obtaining this for themselves and for the group, right? And then Xal'atath's Bargain Frenzied. Non-boss enemies become frenzied at 30% health remaining, thus increasing their haste by 40%, but increasing their damage taken by 20%. This is also going to be a bonus. It's a benefit to us, but it can be also detrimental to ourselves. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot more damage when they're at that point. However, they're going to do a lot more damage to us. So keep that in mind. Now, starting at Keystone level 7, new affix, Challenger's Peril, directly affects the dungeons timer. This one is kind of interesting. Dying now subtracts 15 seconds time remaining rather than 5 seconds. So basically triples the amount of time you lose for when you die on a Mythic Key run. All right. And then starting at level 12, a new affix replaces Xal'atath's Bargain affixes, and at this level, Xal'atath revokes her bargains, empowering dungeon creatures with a 20% increase in health and damage. And so Xal'atath's Guile betrays players, revoking her bargains and increasing the health and damage of enemies by 20%. Nasty. Now, so this is the part we're going to get into what's actually really the massive change about how Mythic Plus is working. So Mythic Plus is now going to be a one bucket system, and it's not going to be you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's going to be a completely additive system. And so what's happening here is at Keystone level 2, you're now going to get Xal'atath's Bargain. Then when you hit Keystone level 4, you're going to get Fortified added to that. Then when you hit Keystone 7, you're going to get Challenger's Peril added to that. Then when you hit level 10, you're now going to get Tyrannical added as well on top of that. Then at level 12, Xal'atath's Bargain is disabled and Xal'atath's Guile is added. So now Fortified, just to point this out real quickly, Fortified and Tyrannical will alternate each week. So that's still changing kind of, but they're still going to be included each week. So you will have all of these in 1 week's round, which is actually kind of cool. I like the idea how they're going about this and the changes that they make. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be fun to play, I believe. And I believe it's going to give a real challenge for those that want the challenge. And I believe it's going to make it so that it's fun for even those that aren't wanting to push as high. So here's the summary, the way they're explaining it. I'm going to break it down for you. Keystone levels 2 through 11 have the following affixes. +2, Xal'atath's Bargain affixes appear on the weekly rotation. Okay, so basically, I just read this out to you. This is the same as the sheet here. I'll leave this, like I said, the link below so you can check this out for yourselves. So Keystone 2, you get Xal'atath's Bargain. Keystone 4, you get either Fortified or Tyrannical, depending on the week. Keystone 7, you get Challenger's Peril. Keystone 10, you get the opposite, Fortified or Tyrannical. Then Keystone 12, you get Xal'atath's Bargain disabled. So this gets disabled, and Xal'atath's Guile comes into play. Okay, so that's going to be really, really interesting. And then on top of that, they're also going to reevaluate how the dungeon scores are going to be calculated under this new model, and which I'm not really sure how that's going to work yet. We'll see how that goes. But either way, it's a new system and a new outlook on the system, and it's really, really refreshing actually, because it's actually something different. Yes, we are still getting the Fortified Tyrannical. However, we are still getting new affixes, and we're kind of getting a new system, and we're getting benefits again, which is really, really good. And I kind of like how they're putting it and making it an actual challenge versus just here you go, slap the shit out of everything and call it a day. Anyhow, that's pretty much the changes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, keep gaming.